Almost a year since 16-year-old Leanne Tiernan from Leeds went missing, police investigating her murder arrested a man today.
On August 20th, 2001, a fateful call from Lindley Wood, situated on the border between North and West Yorkshire, sent shockwaves through the police force. The caller, a dog walker, trembled with a voice laden with panic as he reported the discovery of an unusual large package, seemingly hiding a human body inside. Upon the police's arrival, an oppressive atmosphere engulfed the forest. Unwrapping the package revealed the lifeless body of a young girl, enveloped in a patterned cotton blanket and a black plastic bag. More horrifically, she was wrapped in 9 green plastic bags, with yellow cable ties binding her neck and hands, and her arms tied tightly behind her back. The cause of death was identified as suffocation, marking a tragic and mysterious end to the young girl's life. Who was this girl, and how did this tragedy unfold? Will the perpetrator be caught? Immediately, the local police initiated a thorough investigation, reopening all the unsolved missing person cases. Not long after, using distinct physical characteristics and DNA, the police swiftly identified the victim as Leanne Tiernan, a young girl who had mysteriously disappeared 9 months earlier. Let's travel back in time to the eve of Christmas in the year 2000. Leanne Tiernan, a bright 16-year-old girl, along with her friend, visited a bustling shopping centre in the city to buy Christmas gifts. After their shopping spree, they parted ways, unaware that this would be the last time Leanne was seen. The incident took place in Leeds, the geographically central city and the 3rd largest in the United Kingdom, with an economy second only to London, making it a prosperous and desirable place to live. Leanne, born in September 1984 to parents Michael and Sharon, who had divorced during her childhood, was a cheerful and resilient girl with excellent grades. She was a beloved and confident student at Wesleyan High School. However, an unforeseen tragedy struck her just before Christmas. But what exactly happened to her on that fateful day? On November 26, 2000, a special Sunday with only a month until Christmas, Leanne Tiernan, a 16-year-old student, decided to enjoy her day off with her best friend, Sarah Whitehouse. They headed to the vibrant shopping centre in Leeds to select Christmas presents. Immersed in the festive atmosphere of the city, they wandered through stores before catching a bus back to their homes in Bramley, located in the northwest of Leeds. Around 4:50 p.m, they alighted in Bramley and walked to Howley Lane, where they said their goodbyes. Leanne continued her journey through a dark path, cutting through a small forest to reach her home, while Sarah lived not far away. Upon reaching home, Sarah quickly called Leanne to ensure her friend had safely arrived. To her surprise, Sharon, Leanne's mother, answered the phone, informing her that Leanne had not yet returned. Sarah grew anxious, knowing the short distance between their parting point and their homes. If Sarah had arrived, Leanne should have too. Leanne's mother began to worry, but tried to reassure herself that Leanne might have met friends on the way or stopped somewhere near home. However, as 5:20 p.m. approached and Leanne still hadn't appeared, Sharon's worry intensified. Usually, if Leanne met friends or decided to go somewhere unexpectedly, she would always call home to prevent her family from worrying. But that day, there was no call from Leanne. In a state of fear, Sharon decided to call Leanne's mobile phone, but strangely, after a few rings, the call was disconnected. She tried several more times, but the result was the same. Why wasn't Leanne answering? This was truly unusual and worrying. By 7 p.m., with no sign of Leanne, Sharon's worry turned into real fear. Realizing something was amiss, she decided to inform the local police about her daughter's disappearance. The case began to unfold into a dark mystery, sparking a vast investigation in search of any trace of the young girl. Following the report of Leanne Tiernan's disappearance, the police quickly initiated an investigation. Investigators immediately headed to Leanne's home, and based on the description from her mother, they realized the urgency of the situation. A plan was formulated to focus the search around Leanne's home, starting from the point where the two girls had parted ways. Leanne's last known path led through the desolate and densely wooded Howley Gill on her way home. It was a prime suspect for the scene of her disappearance. Over 200 police officers and volunteers were mobilized that very night to comb through the forest, seeking any trace of Leanne. However, the first day of searching yielded no results. By November 27th, the police began tracking Leanne's mobile phone. They discovered that her phone had been briefly activated before being permanently turned off. All attempts to contact her through messages and calls went unanswered. Subsequently, the police deployed a thorough search of each house along the route Leanne would have taken home. They scoured approximately 800 homes, garages, and 150 shops within an 800-meter radius of the forest, but found nothing suspicious. Simultaneously, another team sifted through garbage near the forest, while helicopters and K9 units were deployed to aid in the search. Despite these extensive efforts, no clues were uncovered. Undeterred, the police persisted in their efforts, collecting DNA. The window of opportunity to find Leanne was slowly closing, yet the police and community continued their relentless efforts. The investigation turned into a race against time, a battle waged amidst despair and unease. Their unwavering determination to uncover the truth was a testament to their commitment to justice and the search for Leanne. One week after the disappearance of Leanne Tiernan on December 3rd, the Leeds community united in a concerted effort to aid the search. A local businessman, moved by compassion, generously donated £10,000 as a reward, hoping to stimulate valuable information from the public. The growing media attention resulted in a flood of calls to the police with reports of Leanne's sightings, yet none led to a positive outcome. Leanne's parents made a heartfelt appearance in the media, expressing their profound gratitude for the public's support and assistance. They reaffirmed their unwavering hope and the family's longing for Leanne's safe return. By December 4th, 9 days into the investigation, a witness contacted the police. They reported seeing a man walking a dog near the forest around 5 p.m. on November 26th, the day of Leanne's disappearance. The man was described as being 1.73 meters tall, slightly overweight, with a round face marked by redness and scars, wearing a black woolen hat, a coat, and jeans. Using details provided by the witness, the police created a composite sketch of the man and widely publicized it, hoping for an identification. 3.2 kilometers of sewage pipes, making it the largest search in West Yorkshire's history. Despite these extensive efforts, the case remained stagnant due to the lack of crucial leads, and Leanne Tiernan was still missing. On August 20th, 2001, nearly 9 months after Leanne Tiernan's disappearance, a critical call jolted the police. The caller, a dog walker near Lindley Wood, stumbled upon a mysterious large package that seemed to contain a human body. Panic-stricken, he immediately contacted the police. Lindley Wood, straddling the border between North Yorkshire and West Yorkshire, swiftly became the focal point of the investigation. Upon arrival, the police uncovered the package to reveal a chilling sight: the preserved body of Leanne Tiernan, who had been missing for 9 long months. Remarkably, her body had been meticulously preserved, leading forensic experts to study her heart tissue and microstructures. Their analysis, based on the state of decomposition and the temperature at the time of discovery, suggested that Leanne might have been kept in a refrigerator after her murder, only placed at the scene weeks before her discovery. Furthermore, the autopsy revealed that the wire tied around Leanne's body was a special material, produced by a specific company and sold in limited quantities, typically used for making rabbit wire mesh. This discovery provided a significant clue in the investigation. Additionally, a few strands of red nylon carpet fibers were found on Leanne's clothing, but more notably, a human hair was found on her neck. Laboratory tests determined that the hair did not belong to Leanne, suggesting it likely belonged to the perpetrator. This hair became a key piece of evidence in the hunt for the person responsible for the tragic death of the young girl. Thus, the disappearance of Leanne Tiernan was confirmed as a homicide, prompting the police to launch Operation Conifer. The location where the waste was discarded became publicly known, urging the community to be vigilant about anyone suspicious or frequently seen near the area. This led to a cascade of leads from various sources. The police collected DNA from approximately 200 individuals. Among them, a man named John Taylor, born on August 27, 1956, a divorced resident of Leeds, became the focus of the investigation. John, who lived about 1.2 kilometers from Leanne's home, became a suspect due to witness reports of him loitering around Lindley Wood. Neighbours described him as kind and trustworthy, known for keeping several small animals. The police discovered that the leather collar found around Leanne's neck was produced by a company based in Nottingham. Upon further investigation, it was revealed that this company had sold 3 orders to addresses in Leeds, including one to John. Additionally, the yellow cable ties found on Leanne's neck and hands were traced back to an Italian manufacturer, predominantly sold to Royal Mail. John was employed as a courier for Parcel Force Worldwide, a subsidiary of Royal Mail. Crucially, DNA analysis from the forensic laboratory confirmed that the hair found on Leanne's body matched John's DNA. On October 16, 2001, nearly 2 months after Leanne Tiernan's body was discovered, the police arrested John Taylor. They sealed off the garden and the wasteland behind his house, where they unearthed 3 large refrigerators, yellow cable ties, and green plastic bags similar to those used to bind Leanne. Intriguingly, red carpet fibers were found on a nail on the floor, which, upon analysis, matched the fibers found on Leanne's clothing. Pollen experts also collected samples from John's garden and analysed them in the lab. The results showed a precise match with the pollen found in Leanne's nasal cavity and on her hair. This evidence strongly suggested that Leanne had been in John's garden before her murder. These findings, combined with DNA evidence and other information, formed an irrefutable chain of evidence, placing John Taylor at the centre of the investigation. Faced with an array of undeniable evidence, John Taylor confessed to his heinous actions. He admitted that on the day Leanne Tiernan disappeared, the 26th, he had been in the desolate Holy Gill Forest. At his house, Taylor confessed to overpowering Leanne, leading to her desperate struggle. During a scuffle, Leanne fell off the bed, hitting her head on the floor. In a state of panic, Taylor claimed he inadvertently caused her death by strangling her with a scarf. He then wrapped Leanne's body and disposed of it in Lindley Wood, claiming her death was accidental. When questioned about his motive for abducting Leanne, John merely responded, "I have no comment." The police doubted Taylor's testimony, suspecting that he had deliberately assaulted Leanne, tying her hands and covering her mouth to prevent identification. They believed the coat, said to cover Leanne's head, fell off during the struggle, allowing her to see John's face, which might have driven him to murder her to silence a witness. A significant contradiction in John's statement was his claim of panic and immediate disposal of the body in Lindley Wood. However, police information indicated that Leanne had been kept in a refrigerator for an extended period before being discarded in the woods. This discrepancy revealed that Taylor's account did not align with the evidence collected, raising questions about his true motives and actions. These details painted a dark portrait of a cold, calculated individual who meticulously planned and concealed his crime. The act of preserving the body in a refrigerator along with the use of cable ties and special materials for binding and gagging the victim, indicated a premeditated and not impulsive act. Despite John's attempts to downplay his guilt or hide key details in the case, the combination of modern technology, scientific analysis, and thorough investigation enabled the police to clearly outline Taylor's brutal and calculated behavior, shedding light on the tragic demise of Leanne Tiernan. Court session. Verdict for the murderer and exposure of other crimes. On February 15, 2002, over a year since the incident occurred, the trial of John Taylor took place at the Leeds Crown Court. Here, John admitted to the kidnapping of Leanne Tiernan, and a detailed hearing ensued. By July 8, 2002, after 5 months of trial, John finally confessed to the murder charge and was sentenced to life imprisonment. Detective Inspector Gregg, the lead investigator on the case, expressed his belief that this might not have been John's first crime. The calculated manner in which he executed and concealed his actions led the police to suspect that he might have been involved in previous killings. With these suspicions, the police decided to re-investigate unresolved sexual assault cases in the vicinity of Howley Gill Forest. The relentless efforts of the police led to the discovery of John's involvement in 2 other sexual assaults. On October 18, 1988, a 32-year-old woman was attacked near the Howley Gill Forest while picking up her child from school. On March 1, 1989, a 21-year-old woman was assaulted in her home by a masked man wielding a knife. DNA evidence from these cases eventually linked John to these crimes. On February 2, 2003, John admitted to these 2 past offences in court. Following this, the West Yorkshire Police conducted a review of over a dozen unresolved cases, including 5 murders possibly linked to John. This affirmed the suspicion that John could have been a serial sexual predator over the past 20 years. John was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, condemned to spend the remainder of his life behind bars for the atrocities he committed. On September 28, 2001, Leanne Tiernan's family held a funeral for her on what should have been her birthday. Leanne will forever remain a 16-year-old girl in the memories of her family and community.